morning, everybody. Welcome back. Here's video number 2. Hope everyone's keeping well. Welcome to any new viewers that we may have, and a big hug to my lovely girls that I miss so much from the classes. Hope you're keeping well. Keep those questions coming to me. Anything that I can help you at home with, please, I'm here for you for sure. So as promised, we're going to be working a little bit more strength this morning, focusing on our back, our glutes, our hamstrings, all in a lovely, dynamic, functional way. This ensures that you are working the entire kinetic chain in the body, from the top to the bottom, crossing our joints, our attachments, and stimulating, most importantly, that nervous system. When we do that, we're calming, we're opening up, we're releasing in a very dynamic way. Most important thing, let's stay into that center, always being aware, first and foremost, that the core is held, stabilized through the pelvic floor, gentle kegels, contracting and releasing, and I'll guide you through on that. So this morning we're going to begin with a little bit of a bounce. So this is called imbibition. We're gently massaging the spinal column. We want all of those tissues to release, to relax, and allow that precious nervous system, spinal cord, to be supple, easy. Glutes are going to get a nice massage on this one as well. Be comfortable to the sacrum as we lengthen the spine, but release the shoulders. Let your jaw relax. Let your face relax. This is wonderful, the base of the skull, to release those tense muscles that may be causing some headaches through the little bit of worry some of you may be having right now, varying degrees. Let's release that. We're all going to get through this, kids, and we're all together. We're doing what we need to do and reaching out to others, helping in every way that we can. Deep, slow breathing. Lengthen your spine with the breath. Deep exhalation and release down. Let's pull up the pelvis, the abdominals, the kegels as you lengthen the spine, and then slowly let it all come down like an elevator. Deep breath in, lift. Lengthen that spine, and long, slow exhalation out. And let's take it one more. Deep breath in, and exhalation out, nice and sitting nice and still. I'm going to bring those arms up through the body, out and down. Crossing slowly. Be comfortable with the shoulder girdle. Easy into the chest and arms. Gently, and release. Smooth and slow. Let's pull up that center again. Lengthen through the abdominals to your back and relax it down. 2 more times. Through the back and release. Hollow into the abdominals and relax. Last one. Easy up and relax that. Nice. Shoulders. Let's ease a roll and then allow our upper spine to come into a little bit of flexion. Ease that shoulder girdle. Drop the head and neck and around. 2 more times. Breath in. Exhalation down and into the roll. Noticing how those muscles open up deeper on that. Being comfortable and careful. And up, down, and around. And relax. Legs a wee bit further. Let's massage that spine and get those deep core muscles relaxed and opened out to the big spinal muscles right around that core. Staying tall and lifted, nice and easy. A couple circles. Ease that through. Ease that through. Let's change direction, easing down and around. And release up and over and let that go. Back in narrower, gentle, pelvic circles. Massage the back, the hips, and then bring it a little deeper to the abdominals. Open up the glutes back, forward and open, and now let's go a little bit slower. Feel the muscles transfer across the abs to the glutes, keeping the knees equal distance apart, spine lengthening, up and away, and one more. Here comes the switch. Take it around. Try to hold the lift of your spine. Shoulders are staying parallel. Feel that movement of the pelvis underneath the rib cage. Easy, never forcing. And 2 more times, easing that around with breath. And relax, nice and still again. We want to take our position into a pelvic tilt and a posterior upper abdominal lift. We're going to come up, pull into the abdominals, and up, and pull into the abdominals. Leaning just slightly back, making sure you're grounding down with your core against the ball, keeping your core strong and against those hips, against the thighs, against the feet to the floor. Last one up, and ease that through. Nice and tall, feet a little further apart again. Let's release those hips slowly and take it up. We're going to exhale down and breathe in on the lift, keeping those abs to the back. You should feel this into your hips, gently against the top of your adductors, noting that the back of the glutes and those hips are opening. You want it to be comfortable. Your spine is still. You're held in that lovely neutral. Chin in, shoulders back, ribs against the spine. Ease that down. Nice breath in. Ease that down. Now we're going to start a little circle transfer. Careful, always keep it gentle. We're going to go over to the side. We're going to move across those hips. Feel it to the other side and up and switch. Now you want to keep your base strong. So you're keeping your thighs pressed against your feet and against the floor, keeping the weight even against your base. Nice and easy. Never forcing positions, particularly the joints. We never want to force our joints. Move within your natural functional range. If you stay comfortable in your body will respond, and it will naturally, gradually just open up. And last one. Take it through and take it up. Nice. Now we're going to release a little bit deeper. We're going to take it to the incline position like we did last week. But this time we're going to allow this position to relax those glutes. So we're going to come down. Nice position again against the back. We're going to hold your core up. Your chin is back, fist away from your clavicle. Your ribs are held in. Press the abdominals against the spine and hold those abdominal muscles as we allow your glutes to start to relax and back. We're sinking down into the thighs. You'll feel this moving over those quads. Now we're going to bring this into a little deeper position, stretching into your chest. So we're going to take those arms back. We're going to hold here, keep your upper contracted, and relax your butt down. So you're going to feel the spine open and mold around the ball. You feel a little bit more of your lower quads. And then as you release up, contract the pelvis, pull in your abdomen, come up and take it to a lift. Again, we're hollowing into those abs. Slowly back, position of the arms to the ball, open up the spine. Again, never forced. Exhalation up to contraction. And breath in to release. Everything releases. Let's think about the pelvic floor and those Kegels. Contract the glutes, pull up the Kegels, pelvic floor, lift, and if you can, you're going to hollow right up to the diaphragm, feeling those upper abdominal muscles engaged, and then slowly down, just in a lovely rhythm of smooth, gentle integration, which is deepening and balancing the effect to the tissues, to the muscles, to the joints, evenly, allowing everything to release, to strengthen, to be activated equally. One more, pressing in and up, ease that down. One step back to the ball, bring your spine up a little bit more, into those abdominals a little bit deeper. Now we've got the whole spine off the ball. Do be careful if there's any issues in your sacrum. You should not be feeling your back hurt on this. We're pulling into the pelvis. We're holding that contraction through those abdominal muscles as we gently take those arms up. And we'll go back a wee bit further. Take that position up. Just warming everything up for a moment this morning. Getting those muscles engaged a wee bit. Bringing the oxygen into that core a little deeper. Breathing in. One more. Breathing in. And then slowly release and take it back up. Holding that position in neutral. A good forced finger spread between the calves and the ball. Let's think about that. Neutral pelvis in between an anterior and a posterior tilt. Lengthen that up. Open the shoulders. Release that down. I'm going to go into a nice quad extension. Now, although I'm talking about the muscle groups and the actual position that's taking place, our primary focus and concern is always to recruit the movement from our core. That's the function of the core, to stabilize every physical position that you do in the body. So we think about that first and foremost. As you lengthen out that quad, you're very gently pulling it back against that core. It doesn't need to be big. It doesn't need to be high. If this is too much, lower the position down to the floor and take it in. Gentle. Now you're going to notice a lot of balance here. We transfer over each time into that base thigh, pressing that quad against that position. I'm going to add the same arm. Take it up, pressing down. Take it up. Work that quad. Press it up. Hold the length of your spine. You'll feel those little waves of balance. Here comes an opposite position. I'm going to take the right arm and we're going to come up and in toward a bent knee lift. Again, this is not high. Notice how the spine is staying engaged. Allow the movement to come into the hip a bit deeper and over the obliques, across the outside of your shoulder girdle. Smooth, even movement. Holding your posture. Keeping that nice lift. Continuum of even movement. And press. Couple more. Feel that nice movement come into those lower core muscles. Last two. Little bit harder. We're going to take that over. We're going to press it out. Come circle in. We're going to come over, up, and come back to center. Come across, lengthen out, come back to center, come across, lengthen out, come back to center. Come across, lengthen out, come back to center. And across, lengthen out, and back to center. Across, lengthen out, and back. Across, lengthen out. Let's do one more each side. Across, Lengthen out, come back, across, lengthen out, and relax. Nice. Good one. Let's just relax that again. Notice how nice this bounce feels against the butt, those gluteal muscles, into the hip joints, against your sacrum. Comfortable, easy. So the pressure against the ball is massaging, stimulating that blood flow, releasing the glutes, and right against the sciatic nerve and into the deep hip lateral rotators, especially that piriformis. That's the big one that sits right next to the bones. Easy, easy, easy. Deep, slow breathing. Nice. Okay, we're going to go down today into prone position. So we come down to the knees. We're going to pull that ball in. In the first position, we're going to just open up and relax that spine. Tuck your toes under. Press and release that spine over. So you're going to feel a little bit of traction. Look how that spine is open and molded over that ball. When you lengthen that, wonderful stretch for all of those muscles, right through to the vertebrae. Now we're going to massage that by pushing off with your feet and very slowly going to tippy toes, slowly back. Now you're keeping your spine relaxed. The soles of the feet are working through to your arches and the fascia of that foot as you press forward and take it back. And forward. Normally I would do bare feet in our classes on mats. But to have good traction in here, I've got my nice house slippers on, which feel really good. Take it back. And release it forward. Now, here comes the upper posterior muscles of the spine. We're going to go into a lovely contraction, a nice lift, easy, gentle extension. Now the position, as you come forward and bring that up, let's talk about that for a moment. The chin is in. Your shoulders are retracted back, depressed down. We're going to pull your rib cage in. You're going to pull your belly button to the spine, and you're going to tilt the pelvis and squeeze the glutes. This is of primary importance to support that contraction and that lift of those spinal muscles. So we are working the antagonist muscles of the core to support that extension and contraction of the spine. That's how our body works, with positives and negatives always supporting each other. We're going to keep this going. We're going to start off with a breath. We're slowly going to let that come down right to the knees. Reach forward, tilt your pelvis, relax that stretch. Slowly exhalation as we come in, tightening the knees, tilting the pelvis, pulling up your kegels, your pelvic floor, aligning the core and the pelvis. Release it down, press slowly and forward. Posture, feel that lift, contract your muscles. So this is about really going into your body, feeling the movement, feeling the muscles, feeling how they cross the joints of the hips, your shoulders. Feel how the spine is working. And then with the support of the core in front, it really is a dance of movement throughout your entire body. And again, that's the magic of the ball. As soon as we stimulate and work from proprioception or balance, the body is working completely, totally, fingertips to toes, top of the head all the way down to the floor. Let's pull that up again. And we're going to do one more, and then we will hold that position for a moment. Take it down, take it forward, and let's hold it there. We're going to keep your base strong. Squeeze those glutes. Pull in your abdomen. Don't let that pressure go. and we're going to work that upper body a bit more. We're going to add some rowing. So we're going to release those arms out in a 3/4 position forward, and we're going to squeeze those shoulders back a little bit deeper. Release it forward, squeeze it back. Notice how the spine is stable on this one while we specifically work the back of the shoulder girdle. The glutes are in isometric through to your lower abdominals. Now we'll add the flexion and the extension. Base stays strong. Release the spine. Reach. Contraction up and squeeze. Release. Forward. Feel those muscles working in that spine. So important to work the posterior side of the body. Everything is front. We walk front. We sit front. We sleep often curled up on our sides to the front. It creates imbalances in our body. By supporting and working the opposing sides, those antagonist muscle groups, it can make the rest of the body just feel so good, so balanced. Exhalation up, thinking about that squeeze. We've got one more. And exhalation up. And let it relax down to the knees. Hug the ball and release in a nice circle. Ease that circle around. Nice and easy. Just let your back relax. You'll feel the body moving over the ball, gently tugging against your rib cage. Traverse process of the vertebrae, where those ribs join, right through to those big muscles. It should feel like a massage. Other direction, nice and easy around. Easy, easy around. Couple more, breathing in deeply. Exhalation deeply. Last one. Take it around. Nice. Slowly up again. Reconnect that position to the ball. We're going to concentrate now on those glutes. Let's take that position forward again. Now this time, we'll back up a bit more. Haven't got a cameraman here. On our own, kids. Let's take it forward. Now, we're going to go forward till you can just barely touch your toes to the floor. Notice how your body is more forward. We're going to place our hands right underneath the shoulders. Now, if wrists are an issue, you can go into a fist against the floor, but this shouldn't be too bad because it's quite evenly distributed. Now, in this position, we're going to test your lift, so you should feel like you can lift from this position. So you notice that you have a good body distribution of balance and position. So we're going to isolate, and this time our base is going to be our upper body. So the chin is in, shoulders are back, pull in your ribs, pull in those abdominals, push them against the spine, pull your belly button against the spine, feel the contraction come deep down into the pelvis, holding, and now slowly double toes up. Let's hold that position for a moment. If you find this too difficult, take your hands a little bit more forward. You want to make it harder? Back yourself up a little bit more, and you will feel it come into the core. So again, if you're just feeling your lower back, you may be relaxing your abdominals. Remember, we need the balance. That's how our core is trying to work. The abdominals are contracted to allow those spinal muscles to maintain the demand of that postural length and contraction. Now let's really squeeze those glutes, kids. Squeeze your gluteal muscles, lengthen your legs, point your toes, and try to empower the position with lengthening position. You're engaging your body, feeling the reach out your tippy toes. This is how you add the extra deep work to each and every position. You engage the position with tension, power, and strength. From here, we're going to alternate a toe right to the floor, reach it down, bring it up. Toe to the floor. Here we go. And we've got some pure gluteal happening here. Into the back of your sacrum. Top of the hamstring will assist as well. But primarily, the glute is primarily responsible for hip extension. So let's fire those glutes. Squeeze them. It's very common for us to have our glutes weakening as we become a little bit older. They start to shut down. They're not firing as well. Often it's due to those hip flexors in the front hurting, pulling. And that can be often corrected by simply strengthening the posterior body. Strengthen those glutes. They work in conjunction with the antagonist muscles of the flexors and vice versa. So the flexors in the front work with those glutes. So we want to balance the strength with the range. Here comes the double. We're going to lengthen down, touch the floor, slowly up. Notice how your upper core position is completely straight, completely tight and held. Engage, chin in. Squeeze those abdominals. Start to feel the back too much, try to tighten your abdominals a bit more. 2 more times, take it up. And last one. Take it up. Nice. Let's give ourselves a little release for a moment. Just let your body go back, not all the way to the knees. Allow your spine to release, your shoulders to relax, almost like you're going to sleep. Hands apart, knees a bit more apart, and let's massage the circle. That should feel really good. You should notice that coming down in your lower thoracic spine, that's over your ribs, coming into the lumbar spine, and across your sacrum. So this should feel really good across that sacrum. So it's really where you position the ball. Feeling that release. Let your body relax. You can add a little bit of movement in your hips if you like to accentuate the movement, as long as it's feeling good and you're not pushing a barrier. Other way. Take it around. Ease that around. Let that massage of the ball really go into those muscles. Nice. And one more. And take it back. Right down to the knees for a sec. Deep breath in as we just allow a little upper stretch to occur through the back of your shoulders, upper thoracic spine. Nice deep breath in. Notice the expansion and the pressure you feel as the lungs fill, pressing against the rib cage, against the ball, opening up your back muscles. Really nice. Just love this. So good for tension. 2 more rocks. Nice. Slowly up. I'm going to get into a little bit of lateral leg. So we're going to take the ball to the side of your body. Take your outside leg forward. Hold that ball and then just gently take yourself over on the ball and let that back leg be straight. Front knee is bent. Now let's take a look at that position. You want to push your knee open. Don't let it twist in. Push that open comfortably. We're going to support your head for a moment. And we're just going to think about a nice long line. So in this position, under balance, we're getting nice stimulation around the outside of your hip medius. That's part of the glute group. Down the IT band, affecting the knee. That IT band is a knee stabilizer. So we want to keep that nice and loose and supple if possible to keep the pressure off your knee joint. So again, it's a dance through the body, joint to joint, everything in between. Let's lengthen the stretch out. Deep breath in, watch your shoulder. If it's comfortable, full elongation stretch. You can also drop your arm to decrease some of the pressure back at the fulcrum or your shoulder girdle. Breath in, take it down, let your hand go behind your back. It's going to rotate your shoulder, really open up the pecs in the front of that shoulder girdle, and then slowly bring it in, right up and then right through, and then if you like, to the release. Nice breath in, exhalation down to that side, and last time, take it up, take it through, over, and let that come back down to the ball. Now we're going to add some oblique work while under this hip position. So what do we need to do? Make sure your core is engaged. Pull in your pelvis. Feel those muscles held. It may increase your hip stretch position a bit. So if that adds too much pressure, please open up the legs a little bit. Let that knee come back a little bit more. Now we're going to use a little bit of support because we want to keep everything modified so that you can concentrate on the body as a whole, working all of your muscles, crossing your joints as a unit. So if you decrease some of the strength, some of the demand, it really allows you to control what's taking place in the body. This hand against the ball, we're going to push into this a little bit and engage that oblique as much as you can. When you push in, you're going to be getting some anterior work in your chest and in your bicep a bit. Slowly, we're going to press up and engage those obliques. Ease that down. Now again, comfortably. This is a nice position because we are adding some support with your hand, pushing up just enough to feel that movement while we keep that stretched, engaged position of that outside hip. And gently up. Let's take it for 2 more times. Breath in, exhalation. Ease that back. And nice and up. And take it back. Now we're going to let that back knee begin to bend. Pull the foot in. Let it come to the floor. And now we're going to open up the upper leg. So the leg that's against the ball, let your body slant away from it a little bit. Be comfortable with your hip. Notice how you're elongated. Tighten this hip. Tighten your leg and flex your foot forward. Let's open up that side again. Nice deep breath in. Notice the difference with this. We've come right down the side, through your obliques, engaging the attachments into the anterior pelvis and hip. Now let's squeeze your glute, tighten that quad, flex that foot for a calf stretch, and then ease it down, come up and lift. Slowly over. Free flowing, gentle elongation movement. Bring it up. Press a little bit through that oblique again as you lengthen, lift, come back. Changing the movement from that lateral flexion up, squeezing, shoulder girdle changes position, up and over, being comfortable. Nice. Last one, take it up and out. Good. Let's bring that hand back to the ball. We're going to bend that leg back so your knees are going to touch. Lateral lift. So the knee is bent and we're engaging the side of your hip as you're over the ball. So this elongated position still requiring you to hold your core. You're going to feel work against your stationary leg and hip. Make sure it's not hurting. Nice and comfortable. That's really engaged. Now squeeze those muscles. Let it come back. And squeeze the muscles. Let it come back. Squeezing the lift. And the last set, a little bit harder, we're going to let it go into extension and then down. So we're going to extend out and bring it in. Extend out. You're really going to feel that lateral hip working. We've separated your upper body from that lower here. Lower abdominals, engaged of course. Uppers lengthened up, stable and still. Feel those muscles working through that hip. Let's go for one more. And gently out. Bring that in. Slowly release. Gently press up. Take that ball around and to the other side. Nice deep breath in. Relaxing for a moment. Relax the shoulders from that hold. From that position. Nice. Let's bring outside leg forward. Pull the ball towards you. Slowly lower yourself down onto the ball. Take that leg out, straight behind you. We're supporting your head. We've got a nice flexion of this hip. Remember, in this position, you're working all around that glute to your hip and against the attachments of the pelvis. You're also going to notice on that extended leg, the muscles on the exterior hip and IT band are engaged. Good strengthener there. Make sure that foot is flexed forward so you feel that you are resting on the side of the foot. Abdominal strong. Let's tilt that pelvis into neutral so you do feel the engagement of the support and the hold. Nice. Let's go into a stretch for a moment. Nice and easy. Feel that length. And if you like, again, drop it to the shoulder. Slowly up. Allow the arm to go behind the back. Easy. Breath in. That's rotating your shoulder gently. So make sure it's comfortable, never forced. Feel the length through those abdominals held and sustained. Breath in. And exhalation through. Breath in. Exhalation down. Let's hold the arm for a moment up and feel that length for just a sec. Nice. And ease that down. Let's bring it to the ball, getting ready for the obliques. Again, we have a real balance between what's going on with your hips, your thighs, and those abdominals. A little bit of support to the ball. We can push in with that hand. You'll feel the muscles of the arm working real nice against the shoulders. But remember, we really want to focus on the obliques contracting. So we'll start off with a breath. We're going to exhale and gently bring it up and ease that down. You do not need to have this high. Again, you're not trying to overexert or engage too aggressively. This is about balance. This is about feeling that engagement through your tissues, into the core, into the body, with a supported line, equal, balanced, activating. Breathing in on the release of the upper shoulder. Exhalation to that oblique. Breath in. And exhalation to the oblique. One more. Nice and easy. Feeling those hips a bit maybe. And let that go. Nice. Now from here, we're going to stretch that out again. Feel that length for just a moment. Ease that release. Bring that down. Let's bring that back leg in. Bring the knees in line. Now again, don't have your body rolled forward. Try to position yourself on the ball so you are turned, so you have alignment through the shoulder, down your spine, down your hip. We want a straight line, not flexed forward with those hips. Let's hold that line for a moment. Take the leg out, lengthen the arm up, and feel that stretch. Feel that nice release, nice and easy. Let's gently bring that down. And again, deep breath in, lengthen that out, feel that through that hip. Let's add that knee movement now. So as you lengthen out, you're going to bring the knee in and lengthen out. And in as we reach away and lengthen out. Let's reverse that. Let's lengthen out and bring it in. This is a little easier. So if you'd like to do the other position, go back to it. Lengthen out, open and in out, open and in. One more, out, open and in. Now bring the hand back to the ball, hold that leg out. We're going to bend your knee back and we're going to work the side of that hip. Nice contraction. Again, remember that stabilizing hip that you're leaning on is working. It's in a dynamic isometric. It's under balance. You're stabilizing the ball through to your calf, through to your foot. So make sure if it starts to become too uncomfortable, come out of the position for a moment. You can pause and then get back to it. Just a couple more. Gently, easily, doesn't need to be far, but you do need to have correct positioning. Let's take it out to extension. Here's the hard one. Press it out, bring it in, down, out. Stabilize that upper body. Notice how there's no movement. We're isolating that hip against the core placement. Press and bring it in. Let's go for one more. Lengthen it out. Last one. Take it in and then slowly ease yourself up. Let's go back to a stretch. We're going to bring that ball in front of the body and we're going to lengthen out a leg from the side. So here we've got a kneeling position. Leg is out to the side. We've got the adductor stretching here. Make sure it's comfortable. This allows you to stretch over the ball. You'll go into a posterior position. So it's going to look like a forward hinged lunge. You're going to notice that as soon as you come forward, you're going to feel how that moves through your adductors, wraps around the butt into the back of your pelvis. We want it comfortable. Hips comfortable. So you can stay upright more if it's too deep a stretch, or you can lower yourself to the ball to go into that deeper position. Your foot, again, flex it forward. Hold that there for a sec. Hold that there. Now here's how we massage the stretch. We do pelvic tilt. So just to show you, so you're in that stretch, you're going to pull into the pelvis and then go down into extension. Pull into the pelvis, that's a posterior tilt, to an anterior tilt. Now we're moving those ligaments and those tendons deep in against the skeletal system. Wonderful as it lengthens out and down the muscle line. Be comfortable with that. Gently in and out. Once more, that should feel good. You want it to feel good. And press. Now we're going to take that leg, we're going to turn it out. Front hip forward, this hip out. We're going to bring that ball back again and just come down into it. So you're going to feel this come down into your hips. It's going to be a little bit more glute. You're going to feel it wrap around the femur against the hip joint, against that glute. Just let that release down there for a moment. Now keeping your knee pressed open. And how do we press your knee open? It's that IT band and your hip meets. So push that knee open as we gently press a little deeper to that and back. So again, it's going to look like this. But we're using that ball for some nice support and a little bit more proprioception. Just ease that because your upper spine has to remain active when you're leaning on an unstable surface. So again, the entire body gently activating. Just a couple more. Nice. And we're going to elongate that. We're going to press that arm up. We're going to bring the ball over and we're going to lean into the elbow. This is a deep stretch. So it's going to look like this in your hip. It's going to look like that, except we're leaning into the ball. Let's hold that for a sec. Deep breathing in and out and ease that down and let's switch legs. So let that leg come down. Let's take the other one out. So again, we are leaning on this knee. If your knee isn't comfortable, please do make sure that you're leaning on, a couple of layers of rug or pillow or mat so that you are comfortable on the knee joint. If it's not comfortable to stay on the knee joint, don't do it. Don't do what your body says is uncomfortable. Press that foot out. Flex that leg forward. Let's bring that ball in. And again, just start to lean slightly forward. You're going to feel that come into your hip more, into the muscle more. And again, if it's comfortable, bring yourself down a little bit deeper. Just hold that stretch for a moment. Just breathe into it. So you're breathing into the stretch and your exhalation to release. Breath into the stretch. And exhalation to release. Once more. Breath into the stretch. Let's add the pelvis. Careful. Again, that's the one where we go into posterior tilt, or this is anterior tilt. Break it down. Posterior pull, anterior down. You're going to feel that moving, feel that working. Feel that working in your hip. And again, the deeper position against the ball. When the spine is lengthened and you're forward, it's deeper. So you're really working from the pelvis through to your hip and adductor, from the pelvis up into your lumbar spine, those sacral muscle attachments. So be comfortable, be gentle with that. You're manipulating tissue. You're manipulating bones, which is wonderful to release us. But you always want to have respect. Respect for the body, never force, be aggressive or push. Be aware of your alignment of positions. And one more. Slowly up. Again, we're going to take that leg in. We're going to press the knee open. We're going to try to keep your pelvis forward. And remember, what's holding that open, you're going to feel the engagement at the back of the glute. The hip mead to the glute to the IT band. Press that open. The opposing stretch, of course, is in the front. So let's keep that engagement. Don't relax that and let that knee come in. Work the muscles to hold that there as you bring it down and again into a comfortable stretch. So when you go forward, you're going to feel it change the stretch. It goes underneath and wraps around the glute and into the hip joints. A little deeper posteriorly. So be comfortable with that. Hold that nice. Just think about that as you breathe into that stretch down. Exhalation, breathing in. So again, working joints comfortably. I have double hip replacements 8 years ago, feeling wonderful. Genetic disposition that I had, feeling great. So these movements are good for fake hips and real hips. You want to keep the tissues around those joints gently balanced with flexibility, with massage. You don't want any one area pulling you off the axis. All those little tissues are spiraling around, holding joints. So we want to make sure they are equally, evenly massaged, activated, and most importantly, balanced. Again, never force. Let's work that gently. How is that feeling? So again, what's happening here? We're pressing into that stretch just a wee bit, just what's comfortable as we support and lean into the ball. Just what's comfortable. Let's take that arm up. It's a little deeper because we're loading your hip a bit more. So when you lengthen up and lean, those muscles got to work a little harder. So again, be comfortable with that. Bring it back. Feel your position. Ease that back. And lengthen that out. And bring that back. And one more time. Lengthening that out. Bring that back. Release your position. Come back to neutral. And slowly, one leg up, other leg up. Let's have a seat. And we're going to finish this morning with a nice little stretch. So deep breathing in and out. Nice. Let's take our leg forward. We're going to elongate the hamstring to the glute. So stationary leg, nice right angle against a solid foot position to the floor. Lengthen up with your center. Arm will slide down. Spine is staying straight. So you're going into that hinge. What is that first wall of pressure? The point where you just start to feel the resistance. That's where you take it to, no further. If you only go here, what starts to happen is after you continue, all of a sudden you start going deeper, properly, with balanced physiology of movement. A kinetic chain moving properly as it should, as the muscles and tissues cross those joints, feeling that length. Always holding. Feel the stretch to the thigh, to your hip. Spine is straight. We massage that down. In the last two, we will gently Release your upper spine slowly, comfortably. Roll it up, and for one more, don't force that flexion. Ease that down. Take it up. Nice. And let's hold over that straight leg. Lengthen up. Place your hand against the thigh. Pull your body over into that twist. Other arm back. Hold that length. Pull your pelvis in. Always need to check that neutral pelvic alignment. And then right to the other side, holding your position, shoulder back. Remember, the chin is in, the ribs are held in. Application of those obliques against the spine. Tall, lifted, postural muscles engaged throughout our body. Release. Let's finish with the other thigh. Nice and forward. Nice right angle of your support leg. So right angle, not hyperflexed. Keep it square, solid, straight to the hip, up through the pelvis, through your spine. And here we go into the other side. Hold that length. Nice deep breath in. Comfortable slide. Be aware of that first barrier. Just where you feel that little bit of pressure, bring it up, keeping the body square and straight, easing that down. Breath in, smooth and easy. Support into the elongation. Assess and feeling. What is your body saying to you? Are you feeling more of the knee? Are you feeling more of the hip? Are you feeling more of the back? We want everything to feel even. So those particular areas have tendons or ligaments, which may be a little bit tight. So by doing the position, backing off a little bit, continuing, that should start to release, and your body and your position will come into more balance. Last two, gentle flexion at the top. Easy. Slowly up. One more, kids. And take it down. And bring it up. Okay, so now we have our second week completed. Please refer to the first week as well when you need that little extra deep stretch. So you can really balance the two nicely. You can do the two together. Next week, we're going to be doing a little bit more of the upper body, upper abdominal work, a little bit deeper again. Please do ensure that you are spending a few moments every day with a little bit of physical activity. I will tell you, it's not even so much about trying to maintain some fitness. It truly is about releasing and relaxing cognitively. It eases pressure, eases stress, eases worry, and that helps us feel calm, feel more relaxed, and most importantly, it will maintain our homeostasis and our body's ability to remain healthy, happier through this difficult time. Again, always much love to all. I miss you. Take care, and we'll see you again next week. Bye for now.